All right, all right. So I watched some of this game. I was spectating just random, well, not random. I was spectating players that I knew, and I saw Darth Vindaloo was playing. I was like, all right, let's see what this cat's up to. You know, let's see what this guy's doing. So he's playing as the Khmer. He's playing on Glade, and notably, he's playing against a PC player. This is Christian Peralta. I can only assume that's their real name. I can only assume. Um, but they are playing as the Vietnamese. So, Vietnamese have some good bonuses. We'll see how much they use them. So, the big thing, I think, is the archery range units and the fire lancers are plus 20% HP. They also know where your town center is. On Glade, doesn't really matter. It's pretty easy to find the opponent's town center. I think those are the main bonuses that we're gonna see here. They do get imp skirmishers, which are like one of my favorite units in the game. Now the Khmer, most people know the Khmer. They pretty versatile civ. Their farming is fantastic. Their timing is fantastic because they don't need buildings to go up. So, like, you don't need to build a mill. You don't need to build a lumber camp. You don't need to build a blacksmith or a market or a stable to go up to the next stage. So you can hit very, very quick timings. There's a build on the Khmer that you can get knights out at around like 11 minutes and 12 minutes, something like that. Like, you can literally have knights on the field under 12 minutes, which is wild. So, I just took a sip of my coffee. Oh, you can see me. I have my camera on. I totally forgot. So, that's the good thing about the Khmer. Let me go ahead and just get us through Dark Age here. Dark Age, these guys are not going to make too many Dark Age mistakes. You know, a little idle TC time. They're both 16 seconds idle TC. Mostly just scouting. This guy's scouting with his goat. I just watched the Goat Gobs and Rooftop game, and they just got beat by a couple of PC players. It's just, like, I love queuing against PC players myself, just because I can queue and find a game in a minute. But it just feels so different. Even if you're better than them, it always feels like they can just always come back. They just have a speed advantage. They have a timing advantage. They have an awareness advantage. Like, it's just easier. Like, I'm on a PC right now. I usually play on, I play on a controller, but I spectate on a PC. And it's just, I can click over here. I can click over here. I can click over here. It takes 1 second to click places. Then you can control group things more easily. Like, it's just such an advantage playing on a PC. But us chumps who enjoy, for whatever reason, playing on consoles, we end up, I don't know. We end up kind of stuck on that. So if you look at the build order here, we have Christian Peralta has a lot on wood, some on stone. Went up at 20 villagers. Vindaloo went up at 19 villagers, getting their barracks up here. They have their mill. I would put the mill a little closer there, Vindaloo, Pro tip, build it right a little closer to your bears. This guys, they get it. Just a little less walking for the vills, Otherwise, very good timing. You usually want to wall up the front of your base on Glade. Vindaloo is now up to Feudal Age. Vindaloo is going to make a stable, and he's going to make some scouts. So we can go ahead and get back on real time, I feel. And that's 1 villager kill for Vindaloo. Now these villagers are going to try to build this blacksmith. Once you see the blacksmith go up, you kind of should expect this is going to be a fast castle, right? 4 villagers to get this blacksmith up. So obviously the blacksmith was very important to Christian Peralta over here. Wasn't Peralta one of the characters in oh crap, what's the name of it? It was the cop show. Now these villagers are walking out here. They killed a scout, so that's not great. Vindaloo probably didn't expect that scout to be attacked. Also did not have that scout on aggressive stance. The scout for Vindaloo, he did not have that scout on aggressive stance. He did not have that scout on aggressive stance. He did not have that scout on aggressive stance. He did not have that scout on aggressive stance. He did not have that scout on aggressive stance. He did not have that scout on aggressive stance. Also did not have that scout on aggressive stance. for our red player here, our PC player, is right in front of Darth Vindaloo's base. Darth Vindaloo is making some scouts. Darth Vindaloo has 1 minute and 20 seconds of idle TC. I think that's not great. Now, let me see if I can get the... Yes, Darth Vindaloo does not see that. This is Darth Vindaloo's perspective here. So Darth Vindaloo does not see these villagers. And there you go. Now, you see the villagers in front of your base like that. You got to be wondering what the heck this player is doing. And, I mean, now you see that many villagers in front of your base. And you got to be wondering what's going on. They don't have loom. So this player, let me take the fog of war off. So this player sent how many villagers across the map? 7 villagers across the map without loom. And just getting loom when they get spotted and attacked. Okay. But to be honest, they're fighting off these scouts like pretty well. These scouts don't have any upgrades on them. I don't know if Khmer get bloodlines. They probably should, I would think. Where are you? Cavalry and bloodlines. Yeah, they get bloodlines. But there's no bloodlines on them, and there's no extra attack. There's no blacksmith upgrades. So these scouts are actually losing to these villagers, but, I mean, they killed... Darth Vindaloo here has killed how many villagers here? 5 villagers already, and these other ones are super weak. And back at their base, they're making 2 barracks. They're on the way to Castle Age. I mean, this is clearly a predetermined build order, for sure. Red is using the market to buy and sell wood. They bought wood and they sold wood. Like, it's such a sloppy player, but I kind of like the energy a little bit. These villagers are super weak. But so are these scouts. And Vindaloo should clear these all up. Mind you, Vindaloo is still in feudal and, you know, has very little sign of getting to Castle Age anytime soon. Has good farming. Khmer have great farming. They don't have to drop off their food. But now we have Castle Age in. But 9 villagers dead from red here. So if you're Darth Vindaloo, what are you expecting at this point after you've killed 10 villagers? I mean, you have 1 minute 44 of idle TC for Darth Vindaloo, so that's not great. But also their opponent, they don't know this, but their opponent has 1 minute and 20 seconds of idle TC. So that's also not great. But what do we have here? Let's see. Fire Lancers out of the barracks. There's 2 barracks. The Darth Vindaloo sees the barracks for sure. Knows that these are coming. And we have Fire Lancers coming out. Fire Lancers only need wood and gold. They don't need any food. So if you look at this build from Red here, they don't have anyone on food. They don't have any food. They have 42 food. And they have 21 villagers, and they're not making any more. And they're content with that. Now we have Rams coming out. We have Fire Lancers going into the Rams. There's 6 Fire Lancers already built. We have 6 Fire Lancers in this Ram. We have 2 in this Ram. We have more Fire Lancers coming out. And this is it. They're on just wood. They're on food and gold. That's it. They're on food and gold. And Darth Vindaloo, he's going up to castle now. Stopped making scouts as the 5 scouts on the field. Probably feeling pretty good about himself. He's like, okay, I have, you know, I killed a bunch of villagers. I killed, 9 villagers. And I still have my scouts alive. And I don't see him in the middle here. I'm on the way up to Castle Age. you know, what possibly could be in store. But they don't know about this. This is an all-in. We have a couple of farms coming up. And we have the Rams coming over. Darth Vindaloo may or may not see these Rams. Darth Vindaloo sees the Rams. Fire lancers come out. Kill the scouts. Getting attacked by a lion. Back in the Rams. Rams are making their way. Vindaloo has archers coming out. You really don't want archers against Rams, that's for sure. I mean, even if those houses went up there, they probably weren't going to be able to stop these Rams. These Rams are pushing in. Rams are in. Rams are heading to the TC. Villagers are going in the TC. They know that the Fire Lancers are inside. Darth Vindaloo has 2 archers and 1 scout. Fire Lancers hop out, kill the villagers. Rams are taking down the TC. TC's down. Vindaloo's running the Vills away. 13 Fire Lancers. Fire Lancers are just killing anything in sight. Villagers running away. And that's it. Now after this, I saw Darth Vindaloo messaged the other player. You can't see it now because it doesn't show it if it's after the game ends. And he said, "How after I killed 10 of your villagers, you had enough for all of that?" Well, it's very simple, Darth Vindaloo. It's because they added 1 farm, and they never actually even farmed that farm, I don't think. I think they just added it, just for the aesthetics. They just wanted to live near a farm. And they had 21 villagers on wood and gold, and that was it. And there was probably no way you can predict that. They're only 1,000 elo, so it's not like they're a super high-level player, but that's their strategy. They lost 9 villagers and still were able to go ahead and win. Just how it goes. So G to the G. I saw this game live and I was just like, okay, I think I need to make this a video. So I'm gonna put this on YouTube. Sorry at your expense, but it's a pretty cool strategy. Pretty cool all in. I don't think I've seen this one. I've seen similar ones where you put things in Rams, but the Fire Lancers. The big thing is the plus 20% HP on the Fire Lancers is really what makes this like extra strong. Because you can just go into the town center, you have more HP, you can do great damage, and then your opponent isn't ready. I mean, obviously you saw how you can lose 9 villagers and still be able to do this. Imagine if they didn't lose any villagers and they were able to do it. It would have been nuts. But G to the G.